My name is Tori, and today I'm here to take you through a power yoga flow. What I love about flows like this is that if you're kind of in that spot where you're tired from your workouts of the week, but you still want a little bit of sweat, a little bit of strength, but also that stretch, this is the workout for you. We're going to be flowing through some yoga postures, but throwing in some strength in there as well. I have a mat today, just a mat. If you want blocks or towels, pillows to put under your knee at any point for any extra support, you can do that as well. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. It's going to be really great. We are going to start in child's pose. At the back of your mat, knees are out wide, big toes come together to touch. Extend your arms forward and let your head come down to the ground. We'll be right here in child's pose for the first few breaths. I want you to close your eyes in child's pose and take a few big deep breaths in and out. Fill up through your belly. Exhale out of your mouth. Any stress, tightness, tension you may be holding on to, I want you to just let it go here. This time on your mat is for you to disconnect from anything going on in your world. And so I encourage you during practice today, at any point when you feel your thoughts, your to-do list, your schedule start to come back in, I want you to return to the focus of your breath, noticing every inhale and every exhale and how that connects to the movement. We'll be here for one more breath. Start to walk your fingertips over towards the right side of your mat, just until you feel a stretch through the left side of your body. You can always stack your left hand on top of your right as well. Breathe into the stretch and feel a length from your left fingertips all the way down to your left hip. Walk your fingertips back to center and then over towards the left side of your mat. Same thing here. You can stack your right hand on top of your left if you want a little bit more stretch. Breathe into your right body. Again, imagining yourself creating length from your right fingertips all the way down to your right hip. Walk your fingertips back to center. Come up into tabletop, all fours. Shoulders stack right over your wrists. Hips are over your knees. You can keep your feet flat or tuck them under. Cats and cows. Use your inhale. Cow pose. Drop your belly. Reach your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Spread across your chest. Breathe in. Exhale, cat. Round through your back just like a Halloween cat as you press the ground away from you. Feel your shoulder blades pull apart. Inhale, cow pose, belly drops. Exhale, cat, round up, press the ground away. Continue to move back and forth between these two postures, inhaling as you open up. Exhales as you round in. If you need any other little movement here, you can stretch side to side. You can take some rolls through your chest. Any kind of movement that feels good to stretch into your spine, your low back, your hips. We'll be here just for a few more breaths. And on your next breath, make your way back to a neutral spine, tabletop spinal balance. Extend your left arm forward, your right leg straight back. Flex your right toes down to the ground and hug up through your belly to create a flat back. Take a breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch through your abs. Inhale, reach long. Exhale to center. Pull your belly button up and in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Squeeze through the back of your leg. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach long. Pause here. Start to pulse your right leg up and down. Just a tiny little movement. I want your low back neutral here, so you shouldn't feel your torso moving up and down with your leg. Last 3, 2, and 1. Hold here, place your left hand down, tap your right foot to the right side of your mat, back to center to the left side of your mat. So we're kind of making a rainbow shape here. Exhaling as you lift, inhaling as you tap. You'll start to feel this through your right glute. Again, I want you to stabilize as much as you can through your torso and your hips. So as you tap your foot to the side, your hip isn't moving with it. We're staying really stable through the upper body. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Back to tabletop. Roll out your wrists if you need to. Other side, extend your left arm, left leg, right arm. Hug up through your belly to create a flat back. Flex your toes down to the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, crunch to center. Inhale, reach. Exhale to center. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Hold it here. Pulse your left foot up, up. Flex your toes down to the ground and squeeze through the back of your left leg. Keep hugging up through your core to create a flat back. Here's 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand down. Tap your left foot to the side, up to the right side, and up. Inhales as you lower. Exhales as you tap. Again, lock your hips, your torso in place so they're not moving and swinging with your legs, right? We want this to be as controlled as we can and the movement to just come from your left leg. Woo. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Back to tabletop. Stretch it back really quick. Child's pose. Bring your knees out to the edges of your mat. Take a big breath in and exhale, sigh it out. On your inhale, press forward. Hands come underneath your shoulders for child's pose push-ups. Lower halfway down, elbows squeeze into your side. Inhale, press up. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. You can take this as fast or slow as you want to go. When we start to move into chaturangas later in class, which is just a fancy word for mid-plank, this is what your arms will look like. Right here, these push-ups that we're doing, your elbows are hugged into your side, squeezing in towards your ribs. Just a couple more here. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Continue to squeeze through your core. Here's 4. Back to child's pose in 3. We have 2 more reps. You got it. Here's 2. One more. Last one. Back to child's pose. Nice job. Take a big breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, press forward, back to tabletop. Walk your hands a few inches forward. Tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe just for a few breaths. Pedal out through your feet, bend your right knee, your left knee. Spread your fingers wide on your mat. Let your head hang heavy in between your biceps. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Stay here for a breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll. Walk your feet up to your hands and then take them out wide. Take a big bend in your knees here. The more bend you find in your knees, the more release you'll feel through your hamstrings and your low back. Bring your left hand to the center of your mat. Inhale, ragdoll with a twist. Bend through your left knee, straighten through your right leg. Take a breath in. Exhale your right hand down. Inhale, ragdoll with a twist, other side. Bend through your right knee, straighten through your left leg. Open up through your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, release, forward fold. Step your feet together on your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your hands into your shins. Squeeze your shoulder blades together down your back. Hug up through your belly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Breathe. Root down through all 4 corners of your feet. Keep a soft bend in your knees. Lift your quads up and away from your kneecaps. Soften your shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. The only thing touching your mat are your palms and the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Always an option to drop down to your knees for a chaturanga as well. Or you can skip it completely and move from high plank to downward facing dog. We'll take that sun A 2 more times through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, open up. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Just building a little bit of heat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and let it out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Breathe here. Sink your weight back into your heels, just like you're sitting down into a chair. If you peek down, you should still be able to see your toes. So if you're way out here, you're putting a lot of pressure on your knees. So shift your weight back. Find a slight tuck of your tailbone, hug up through your belly. Nice. I'm gonna fix my mat a little bit. It moves around on this carpet. Relax your shoulders down. Always an option to extend your arms up overhead as well. Good. Sink your weight over into your left foot. Right leg hovers off your mat. Good. On your inhale, single leg mountain. Pause here. Flex your right toes up towards your knee. So you can see there's about a 90-degree bend through my knee right here. Always an option to kickstand on the ground, to just hover above the ground. Everybody's balance is a little bit different. You work and stay in a spot where you feel challenged. Oh, stay here for a breath in. Exhale, tap your right foot down to the ground behind you. So it's kind of like a curtsy lunge. So it's just slightly off to the back. Good, breathe out. Inhale back to single leg mountain. Exhale, tap, step back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Good. Keep moving here. Now that we've added in some movement, you might find that you don't lift your right leg quite as high. That's all right. Ooh. Find that spot to stare at that's not moving, and keep breathing and tightening up through your core. Ooh, you should start to feel this through your left leg and glute as it tries to stabilize for us here. Last 3. Here's 2. We got it, one more. Last one, nice job. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. Swing your right arm back, left arm forward. Peek down at your knees. Make sure they're still in line with each other. So if you've shifted forward, opened up, not good. We want knees in line with each other, shoulders over your hips. Breathe out. Inhale, chair. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Left arm sweeps back, right arm is forward. Relax your shoulders down. Inhale back to chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight into your right foot. Same thing this side. Inhale, single leg mountain. Pause. Flex your toes up towards your knee. Shoulders are right over your hips. So notice if you lean back or lean forward, try and lift straight up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, tap behind you. Inhale, lift. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lift. Actively pulling your belly button in towards your spine. It's just a little bend through your right leg, but oh boy, I'm feeling it. Nice and slow and controlled. It's not a race. The more controlled you can make the movement, the more you're going to get out of it. Keep breathing. We have just a few more here. Here's 3. My right leg is burning. Last 2. Last 1. Nice job. Find chair pose. Please take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And exhale, let it go. One more just like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms. Pause here and breathe. Hinge forward over your thighs. Back is flat, shoulder blades squeeze together down your back. Hug up through your low belly. Sink a little bit lower, take a breath out. Inhale, single leg mountain. Lift your left leg. Good, we've been here before. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, little change. Inhale, send your left leg straight back. So left knee is in line with your right knee. Your knee is still bent at 90 degrees. Flex your left toes down to the ground. Stay here for a breath in. I'm a little shaky on this side. Exhale, hinge forward through your upper body. Keep your left leg right where it is. Flex your left toes. There's still the 90-degree bend in your left knee. Whew, keep breathing. Hug up through your core. Little bend through your right knee. Breathe in. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Pause here. Flex your toes down to the ground. Squeeze through the back of your left leg to help you balance. Take a breath in. Exhale, standing split. Bring your hands to the mat. Nice job. Whew. Still working through the left leg. Keep your left hip dialed down in line with your right. Take a breath in. Exhale, IT band forward fold. Step your left foot on the outside edge of your right foot. So it's a little cross through your legs. Hands come underneath your face, and you should start to feel this through the outside of your left leg. You can keep your hands at the center of your mat, but sometimes walking them side to side changes the sensation of the stretch a little bit. Breathe into the stretch. I know it can be a little intense. Stay here for one more breath out. Bring your hands back to the center. Inhale, standing split. Lift your left leg back up. Exhale, low lunge. Good. I sometimes need to bring my right foot a little bit closer to the top of my mat. Right knee is stacked right over your ankle. Little to no weight through your fingertips. Take a breath in, hands to the mat. Exhale, hug your right knee up and into your chest. So we're rounding slightly through the upper body, activating the core. Breathe out. Inhale, send your right leg straight back. Exhale, side plank, left side. Whoo, buddy. Stay here and breathe. Always an option to drop your left knee down to the mat as well. Squeeze through your left side body. Take a breath in. Exhale, high plank. Lower halfway down. Pulse your right leg up for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew, oh my goodness. Know for that pulse in chaturanga, you always have the option to pulse with your bottom knee down on the ground as well, all right? Take a big breath in, and exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, single leg mountain. Right leg lifts this time. Again, we've been here before. Flex your toes back towards your knee. Squeeze through your core to help you balance. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a breath in. Exhale your right foot back. Pause here. Right knee is in line with left knee. 90-degree bend is locked in place. Stay here for a breath in. Exhale, hinge forward through your upper body. Pause here and breathe. Zip up through your core. Pull your belly button to your spine. Flex through your right toes. Squeeze through the back of your right leg. Little bend through your left knee. Ooh, buddy, I know. It's tough. I'm shaking too. Take a breath in. Exhale, extend your right leg. Pause here. Squeeze through the back of your right leg, your glute. Ooh, take a breath in. Exhale, standing split, hands to the mat. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Flex your right toes down to the ground. Reach the top of your head down to the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, a T-band forward, fold. Right foot crosses on the outside edge of your left foot. So we're in that little twist in the forward fold again. This time you should feel the stretch through the outside of your right hip. Again, hands can stay right at the center of your mat, or you can start to move them side to side to change the sensation of the stretch to get a little bit deeper, to find more sensation, less sensation. Sometimes it's a little different side to side. That's totally normal. Stay here for a breath out. Inhale, standing split, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Left knee stacks right over your left ankle. Hug up through your core, away from your left thigh. Take a breath in. Exhale your hands to the mat. Hug your left knee up into your chest. Squeeze through your core. Woo, feel it fire up. Take a breath in. Exhale, send your right leg straight back. Inhale, side plank. Pause here and breathe. Remember your options. You can always drop down to your right knee and keep your left leg lifted. Squeeze through your right obliques. Shoulders right over your wrist. Take a breath in. Exhale, high plank. Lower halfway down. You know, pulse 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, upward facing dog. Oh my goodness. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And exhale, side out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up. Exhale, bring your hands together, heart center. Turn around to face you. Ground down through your left foot. Lift your right leg up to single leg mountain. Hands can stay at your hips. You can bring them together at heart center. Take a breath in. Exhale, standing figure 4. Cross your right foot on top of your left knee. Option to stay right here if this feels like enough of a challenge. Or you can start to sink your hips back like you're sitting down into a chair. I always like to bring my hands to my hips to make sure that my right hip hasn't dipped down. Keep them in line with each other. Good. So we're working our balance here, but also getting a nice stretch through the outside of your right hip. Keep breathing. Find that spot to stare at that isn't moving. Squeeze through your core and flex through your right foot. Sink a little bit lower, take a breath out. Inhale, single leg mountain. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to the outside of your right leg. Right arm sweeps straight back. Stand up nice and tall, shoulders right over your hips. Crown of your head reaches straight up towards the ceiling. Good, now just for a breath, try and extend your right leg straight out. Woo! Inhale back to single leg mountain. And exhale, release. Nice job. Shake it out, especially if your left foot's cramping up a little bit. We'll meet in single leg mountain on the other side. Ground down through your right foot. Lift your left knee up to hip height. Hands can come together at heart center or stay at your hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, standing figure 4. Again, remember you have the option to stay right here, or you can sink your hips low. Just like you're sitting down into a chair. Again, check in with your hips and make sure that they're still in line with one another. Usually one side is a lot easier than the other side, This is my shaky side. Flex your left toes back towards your knee. Hug up through your low belly. Relax your shoulders down and don't forget to breathe. You're doing awesome. Come on, sink a little bit lower. Take a breath out. Inhale, single leg mountain. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Right hand comes to the outside of your left knee. Left arm comes straight back. Notice if you've shifted backwards, forwards, to the side. Try and lift straight up and out of your right leg. Flex your toes. Keep breathing. Now just for a breath, extend your left leg straight out. Stay here for a breath out. Inhale, single leg mountain, and exhale, release. Nice job. Shake it out, shake it out. All right, we'll meet back at the top of our mat. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg, please. Exhale, low lunge. Step right in between your fingertips. Left knee stacks right over your ankle. Inhale, crescent lunge. Breathe, lift straight up. Shoulders stack over your hips. I think I chose the wrong shirt for all this light coming into my window. Good, bring your hands down to your hips for just a moment. Square your hips forward. Sometimes our right hip has a tendency to pull back here. Pull it forward in line with your left. 90-degree bend through your front knee. Good. Take a breath in. Bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Moving into just a couple of lunges here. At the bottom of your lunge, there's still the 90-degree bend. Notice the depth comes from my back leg, dropping straight down. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your hands together at heart center. Hinge forward, airplane pose. We've been here before. Flex your right toes down to the ground. Now start to pulse your right leg up, up. Squeeze through the back of your right leg. Belly button pulls into spine. It's just a tiny movement. Back to crescent lunge in 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, crescent lunge. Gently step back. Exhale, warrior 2. Pause here. Still a 90-degree bend through your front knee. So left toes point forward and right toes point towards the right edge of your mat. Square your hips and shoulders. Open towards the right side. Take a breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your left arm straight up and then slightly back. Take a big breath in. Exhale, low lunge, hands to your mat. Inhale, single leg plank, shift forward, lower halfway down, pulse it 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot right up in between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Breathe here. Take a moment to set up a strong foundation. Hips are square to the top of your mat. Front knee stacks right over your front ankle. Bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Keep your shoulders relaxed down. We have just a couple more here. Push down through your right heel as you push up to the top. Last 3. Here's 2. And 1. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hinge forward, airplane pose. Pause, set up. Flex your left toes down to the ground. Lift up and out of your right hip. Good, start to pulse your left foot up, up. Tiny little movement. Everything's working hard here. Keep squeezing through your core. Here's 3. Crescent lunge in 2. And 1. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Pause here. 90-degree bend through your front knee. Shoulders stacked right over your hips. Sometimes it's easy to lean forward here. Keep your joints stacked right on top of each other. I like to flip my palms up to relax my shoulders. Breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm straight up, slightly back. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, single leg plank. Hinge forward, lower halfway down. Pulse 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo. Take a big breath in. And exhale, let it out. Drop down to your knees. If you need to grab a sip of water, you can grab a sip of water, towel off. We'll knee down on our backs for a little bit of core work. Now, the entire time that we're doing core work today, turn to the side a little bit, I want you to think about tucking your pelvis towards you. So if your hips, your pelvis was a bucket of water, when we tilt away, the water spills forward, and when we tilt back towards us, the water spills out the back. So we want to think water spilling out the back, the whole movement. So that pulls your little belly in, squeeze your belly button in towards your spine. So I want you to keep this alignment through the whole movement, like we're hugging up and in through your whole pelvic floor. Good, bring your hands down by your side, lift your legs straight up to the ceiling, alternating leg lifts. Inhale, lower your right leg, exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Everybody's lower and lift is going to look a little bit different. It's not a contest to see who can get closest to the ground. If you find the most control, the most stabilization when you only lower halfway down, stay right there. You're getting the most out of it. When people start to arch through their backs and lift away from the ground just to get lower, you lose that activation through your core. Good. If you're not already there, lift your upper body, your shoulder blades away from the mat. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Remember, water spilling out backwards. Keep it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. We've got just a few more here. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, nice job. Come back down to the ground. Set up for an isometric hold. Reverse tabletop your legs. The knees are right over your hips. They're going to stay locked in this position the whole time. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Start to press your hands into your thighs and your thighs back into your hands. So you can see that nothing is really moving here, but I've started this isometric push that lights up into my core. If you're not shaking, you're not doing it right. Push, push, push. Breathe. Don't forget about the tuck of your pelvis. Oh my goodness, here's 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Nice job. Set up for bridge pose. Walk your heels in towards your glutes. Shimmy your shoulder blades together underneath your back. On your inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips straight up towards the ceiling and tuck your pelvis so that your tailbone is reaching up for the space where the wall and the ceiling connect. Good. Stay here for a breath in. Exhale, cross your left foot over your right. Single leg bridge. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So we get a little stretch through the outside of your left hip while we're working the right hip, thigh, glute, hamstring. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Let's do 4. Last 3. Here's 2. Last one. Hold it at the top. Hold here and breathe. Push down through your right heel. Squeeze through the back of your right leg. One more breath in. And exhale, switch sides. Left foot comes down. Right foot crosses up and over. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So think about pressing your right knee down towards the ground to stretch through the outside of your right hip. And every time you push up, push through your left heel, squeezing through the back of your left leg. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it at the top. Hold here and breathe. Push through your left heel, squeeze through the back of your left leg. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Nice job. Pull your knees into your chest. Find a little rock and roll side to side. Then rock and roll the length of your mat. Take a few rocks and rolls to get all the way to the top of your mat. I'm gonna try and close these shades a little bit more so I'm not quite so bright. We'll meet in Malasana pose, yogi squat. Feet are flat on the ground. So if you feel your heels lifting away, you need to take your feet out wider. If this is way too much, you can always just be up here in a low squat too. Use your hands to press into your inner thighs and knees to open up through your hips. Whew, keep hugging up through your pelvic floor so we're not just dumping down towards the ground. There's still a lift coming from inside. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Step your feet hip width distance apart, gorilla pose. Walk your hands underneath your feet. Big bend in your knees, however big of a bend you need to find. Good. With your inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Pull your chest in closer to the tops of your thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Couple more rounds of breath here. Take it at your own pace. You just feel an amazing stretch through the backs of your legs. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands. Step your feet together on your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And exhale, side out. Drop down to your knees. Meet in tabletop pose. Shoulders are right over your wrists. Hips are over your knees. Tuck your toes under. Find lifted tabletop. So your knees are hovering just above your mat, but your hips are in line with your shoulders. So we're not way up here or way down here. Back is flat. Belly button pulls into spine. Good. We're gonna move into a spinal balance variation. Extend your right leg straight back. Bring it to center. As soon as it taps down, left arm extends straight out. Whew. Alternating. Left leg back, right arm forward. Right leg back, left arm forward. Good. Keep moving here at your own pace. It's going to be really tempting to lift your hips up higher. Don't do it. Don't do it. We have just a couple more on each side. Working your core, your legs, your arms. Everything's working, building strength here. I'm sweating a little. Last 3, 2, let's do one more. Nice job, drop down to your knees. Child's pose, stretch it back. Big breath in, big breath out. And on your next breath, press forward, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe just for a couple of breaths. You're doing awesome at home. Stay here for one more big breath in. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Little change. Exhale, runner's lunge. Bring your hands to the center of your mat. Heel toe your left foot to the left side of your mat. Drop your right knee down to the ground. Stay here and breathe. You should feel a stretch and opening through the front of your right hip and thigh into your hip flexor. The quad stretch is a part of your practice. You can find a quad stretch here. Good. Release your quad, your foot, if you have a hold of it. Then heel toe your left foot all the way to the right side of your mat for half pigeon. Peek over your left shoulder to square up your hips. You can stay lifted upright, or you can start to fold forward over your legs. You can also take a seated or a supine figure 4 stretch here as well. It stretches into all the same muscles, so if that's a little more comfortable for you, you can take that stretch here. If you're down on your forms, please start to press back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, runner's lunge. Hands to the center of your mat. Right foot comes to the right side of your mat. Drop your left knee down. And find any movement, any variation of the stretch that feels good for you here. You found a quad stretch on the other side. You can find it again here. These power yoga flows are my favorite because I get a little bit of a sweat. Still feel like I built some strength, worked hard. Then you get this awesome part at the end too, this great stretch. Release your foot, send your right foot all the way to the other side of your mat, half pigeon, peek over your right shoulder to square up your hips. Again, you can stay lifted upright, or you can start to lower down onto your palms. Sometimes the sides feel a little bit different, so if you can't go quite as deep on this side, that's all right. Just looking for a similar sensation here, a stretch through the outside of your right hip. If you're down on your palms, start to press back up, please. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, drop down to your knees. Come onto your seat. Take a butterfly stretch. Bring the soles of your feet together. Doesn't matter how close your feet are to your body. Sit up nice and tall and then start to fold forward over your legs. I like to use my arms as a little bit of leverage to press in to my legs to help open them up a little bit here. Breathe into the stretch. Stay here for one more breath out. Inhale, come up, send your left leg straight out. Right foot crosses up and over. Bring your right hand behind you as a little bit of support. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, twist. I like to loop my arm around the outside of my right foot if you want to bring it inside and open up, you can do that too. Your right hand is there just for a little bit of support, not to force you any deeper into a twist. Think about sitting up tall with your inhales and twisting with your exhales. I also feel a little bit of this through the outside of my hip. Stay here for one more breath out. Come back to center, send your right leg long, cross your left foot up and over. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Your gaze can be straight across. If it feels good, you can take it back over your shoulder. Again, sit up nice and tall here, creating length through your spine. One more breath out. Come back to center. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. Bring one hand to your heart, the other to your belly. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders down. Take a moment to connect back to your body, to your breath. Thank your body for your practice today, for how strong and powerful it is, how it carries you through every day, how grateful you are for your health, to be able to move and flow and breathe. On your next inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, pull your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for being here today, taking time out of your day to move, flow, and breathe. Namaste.